So I make content about being a foster parent. A lot of my content revolves around that. And I get a lot of comments asking me why I would ever say no to kids, how awful I am because I've said no to placements and a bunch of other stuff. So let's talk about today why I would say no to a placement call. Reason number one that we normally say no is if a kid has a ton of medical things, medical diagnosis, medical appointments they're going to need to go to. That's usually a no for us. One, because our schedule just would be overloaded, I feel. And two, we don't feel like we've been doing this long enough and or know enough to do that. It's not that I think we couldn't do it. It's I know what my limits are and I think that would exceed it. One behavior that we automatically pretty much will say no to is aggression. If a child shows aggression towards anyone, anything, that's going to be a no for us because we have to protect the people in our home and the dog in our home and just things like that. So aggression is a no. Another rule that we have is me and my husband both decide on what's a yes and what's a no. And if one of us decides no, it's a no. We're allowed to argue our point. We're allowed to be upset if the other person says no, but ultimately if one person says no, it's a no because it's only two of us. So if it's not 100%, it's 50% and that's a no. Another reason we would say no is because we're full. So we had 2 foster children and that felt like full to us because of the children we had at the time. We're about to possibly take in 2 more and we have 1, so that'd be 3 foster children in our house. We'll only have 1 extra bed and we'll have 3 under 3. So we're gonna be full at that point and not be able to take any more in, at least until we get adjusted. If you are also a foster parent, please let me know in the comments what are some reasons you've said no before, because I think we all need to recognize that we all have limits that we cannot pass. If we go past those limits, then we will get burnt out and we won't even be able to be a part of the system anymore because we'll just end up leaving. So I think knowing my limits is actually what's healthy for me.